Yeah. All right. First of
Okay,
all,
first and foremost, sorry if my English is not so
no, no,
good. You
it's
help
okay.
me out,
It's
okay?
okay. I'll help you. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Okay.
First of all, I want to congratulate you. You're shortlisted for the Oscar. Congratulations. How was it feeling like seeing your name on the list? How was your reaction?
Well, I'll tell you in all honesty, what happened. Like I had a very bad day because I was drilling the wall to hang a painting, and I
Okay.
went through a gas pipe, so I
Oh
had a
no.
major gas leak, and it was like a big stress. So this, I'm telling you this to say that, like I wish I could say I was waiting to be announced, but it's not. It wasn't even a possibility. Like ever since I was a small child, I've
Okay.
watched the Oscars uh, every time. Every time, and it's really late here in Portugal, so you have to go to bed at, I don't know, 5 in the morning to watch it. So I
Yeah.
love the Oscars. They're part of my DNA, my love for film. So it wasn't even an option, I couldn't even imagine. So you love film also, so you can understand like how insane this all feels. It's
Yeah.
just crazy. I'm very happy.
Really good. And I really, really hope that not only do you get shortlisted, but you also get nominated and then you also win the Oscar because I saw the film yesterday and I have to say it's really, really good. And well, I'm not allowed to say this, but I've seen the other films as well in the shortlist. But your film is my favorite.
Thank
Really,
you.
such a good
Uh,
film. And
but don't say that, otherwise I'll get too optimistic. Like
no, no, I'll be praying for you
lower
that you
expectations.
win, and I'll be watching the Oscars, and I hope to see you on the stage.
Oh man, that would be uh, surreal.
Yeah,
So I'll
and I've
just
been
enjoy this very moment in which I'm talking to you, which is also, like crazy
yeah,
that you've watched our film. So it was a very local short film, as you can imagine, right? So we of course did our best, but this is all way beyond anything that we could imagine. So I'm really thankful.
absolutely, absolutely. And I've been waiting all day to ask you questions about the film because I loved it so much. So let's start from the beginning. How did this project come to me? You're the writer, you're the composer, you're the director. What came into your mind that you wrote this film?
Well, essentially, it's something that I believe most people who love film and who love to make films have in common, which is you really want to go on set and do something.
Yeah,
So we do have an industry. It's a very small one in Portugal. We have some filmmakers that I really love, but it's tough to get a project going. So essentially, I wanted to do something that I could shoot with my phone if I had to. One actor, one location, one shot, no post production at all. That was the initial idea. I wanted to have the credits on the set itself, like on papers and whatever, because I wanted to do it with zero production money if I had to.
mm,
But by I don't know what kind of miracle, I got funding from the Portuguese government. This was through our producer that she submitted the film to the institute, and they gave me money so we could build a set, called professional actors. It was like a whole upgrade. So, but basically, the main idea was to do something like this, but also this is a triple answer because the second reason is also a love for local late night radio.
absolutely.
You have, yeah, in America, like you have all these stylish hosts and all, but in Portugal, it's a very lovely and moving
Yeah,
environment because
it's like
because it's
one on one, close, close, one on one.
absolutely. And
Yeah,
also, more than the one-on-one, it's like a small family. They're all talking to each other. They
yeah,
all know each other. It's very moving. And of course, like then there's the darker turn on the story is of course inspired by many stories that I read and that I actually spoke to people about. And of course, that the only possible inspiration for that part is like real life, which is scarier than any horror movie.
Yeah. When I read the synopsis of the story, you could, I mean, you've seen this story so many times in so many other movies, stories, but the way you executed it, it just made it so different to watch, and that was amazing, And now the movie is shot in one shot, it's one take, the entire thing.
Hmm?
Did you think that before shooting the film, or did that come during the process?
You know, as I told you, like it was an idea to have something that I don't know what came first, actually. If the idea, the technical idea, came before the more narrative idea. But one thing I do know is that to have a one shot, I really need a good reason. Otherwise, you can tell like some sort of ego for the craft, which I don't like.
Hmm.
I think, you know, storytelling is really about using technique to tell the story. And in this case, I really, really think it made sense for me because to cut or to edit, is, in my opinion, in this specific case, you want to be like a shark going around the
Uh,
prey. I want to corner the guy and also, never knowing, because you can, of course, have a pretty strong opinion, but you don't really know if he's guilty or not, right?
that's a very good way of saying it. And
So
yeah,
I don't
and
know. I mean, the whole concept of a shark around the guy, and then basically thinking about the camera movement like as a musical piece in a way. It was a very challenging, but maybe very creatively rewarding experience.
absolutely, because I've seen a lot of fun short films, but so it's mainly like the camera follows around the main guy most of the times. But in your films, the camera is looking at the core stuff. The guy is somewhere else. The camera stays there, and that was really, really, really new and exciting. And talking about the cast, your main actor, I don't know if I'm saying his name right, Adriano. He is an amazing actor. Uh,
Right?
Absolutely, such a brilliant performance. Like, when did you meet him? How did you cast him? Could you just, yeah,
Absolutely. Like as I told you, I work as a musician. I've worked as a musician. It's my
yeah,
my job. Like I play the piano, I write music, and sometimes I write music for theater. And Sandra Faria, she's the producer of the short.
yeah,
And actually, I met her because she's a theater producer,
hmm,
and we did a show together, a musical show together. And then she started getting into music, and she started producing more music shows. But at some point, uh, she's the one who told me, you should go and do a short film.
okay,
And why am I talking about her? Because in fact, she's the one that introduced me to Adriano, because I did music for a play that he directed. And man, that guy is like what do you call it? Like a
master.
racehorse.
Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. A racehorse, yeah.
Man, like to get this, we did about 38 takes. 38 takes, you know, and we never had to do one extra take because of him. It was always like bumping into something
Mm.
or focus. Well, we did ruin one take because of him because he got on the scene with the mask on because we were doing the. So
That,
that's it, man. It's like I think a good actor is he can do the same thing over and over again and fix things, but also like he's got some moments in which he it can surprise you with small details. And usually, like whenever I did films as a child, I was always trying, in the editing room, trying to find one take that was not horrible. In this case, it was heartbreaking to see that I had some really incredible moments from him that I had to choose one because I couldn't cut. So man, he's such a great actor. Like I hope he does get credit for what he did. So he should be working
Absolutely.
everywhere.
And especially in that one scene, when the call ends, the entire thing happens and he goes back to normal. That was amazing. I have never seen anything like that before. And
Oh man, so
that was just
so, so kind of
amazing.
you.
So natural. So yeah. And
He's he's he's, he's a badass. He's a badass. That scene, I agree. Like you need to be really good to make that work because if it doesn't, like it's the ending, right?
absolutely.
So
Yeah. And I watched your shot. I have this surround system in my room, and the sound was amazing. The sound design, especially in the beginning when you're going in towards the radio room, it is absolutely amusing. Now I know you, people you work with on the sound, and you were the composer. Could you talk me through the sound of the entire shot?
oh, absolutely. I appreciate it that you're asking about this because I never actually had the chance to talk about it.
Nah.
So I'll tell you how basically this whole thing works. It's about you know uh, small human connection. I have a friend who went with me to school because we didn't have a degree in jazz. I was in love with jazz, with music. So I had to go outside my country to study. And I met this great friend. He's a piano player called James Uhart. He's a fantastic musician. And he was married to a film producer. And I was desperately looking for somebody to do the sound for the film. And his wife got me in touch with a British sound designer, and she said, like he's living in Berlin. He's a really, laid back guy. Who knows if he's not busy? And so I want go on IMDb, and this guy had worked on like Alien Prometheus. Man, you go on his IMDb page. He's called Dylan Bennett, and he's just high profile, you know. And the thing is that, in fact, I called him, and he said, "Sure, I'll do it. I like it." I sent him a rough cut, and he said, because we had done a short before, and I'm telling the story for the first short. He saw it and he said, "Sure, I'll do it." Meaning that like. Sometimes the people who are the best at their job, they're not as insanely unavailable as one would think.
Yeah.
So it was basically this, and I worked with another friend from Portugal, and man, it was so stressful because the calls are made in real time from another room.
Mm.
So there's no, like no, the calls are real, they're happening. So we was stressing because you had to get this whole cable system so things would work, and we really put some effort in the sound. So I'm so happy that you talk about it because
Uh, and to think that like the guy who did the sound design for Alien Prometheus to come to like Lisbon for a short film,
no, he
it's
didn't. He never
he
came to Lisbon. He
didn't
just
come to
worked
Lisbon.
remotely. No,
Oh
no, no.
no!
This was shot in the like
Uh,
the peak of the pandemic. Like
oh,
we had our producer stayed home because she had COVID. Our VFX, a guy who had to do some of his magic, he had to stay home because. So this was all a whole. Let's hope the cast doesn't get sick. This was and I was ready to do it from home if I had to, you know.
Mhm.
Just insane, period, as you very well know. But
Yeah,
and the music, this was done in cooperation with a Portuguese. He's a rock star. He's my friend. He's called Legendary Tiger Man.
legendary Tiger Man.
That's a cool name, right?
That's an amazing name.
He's a cool guy and a
I'll
cool
go to
artist too.
Spotify next and search him up.
Oh man, you're going to love it. It's very charismatic music,
Yeah.
and also he's my next door neighbor, and he's got a wall full of like analog synths, like
Oh,
synthesizers and keyboards. So, you know, I don't know much about analog technology. I'm a piano person, so I told him,
yeah.
okay, let's cooperate. I'll get the notes, you get the sounds.
Mm.
So it was a very creative process too. He's a cool guy, so that's
This
fun.
this reminds me the movie Dune. So Hans Zimmer was in another place, and they had to make the score from America and wherever Hans Zimmer was, and he made the score from inside a closet. And that was,
What? I didn't know
yeah,
this.
yeah, for Denis Villeneuve's Dune, and you,
I love the film, and the soundtrack is
yeah,
absolutely
I
insane.
I saw a YouTube video, and they never even met. You know, Hans Zimmer never went to the real place. He just was in his own studio. He made these instruments in himself. He played them, and that reminds me of this. You know, like this collaboration you had with Dylan.
Yeah. Well, man, Denis Villeneuve is an incredible
Ah,
director, and Hans Zimmer, man, he always finds something new. He's extraordinary,
he's yeah,
extraordinary. I really love film scores, as you can imagine. Like
absolutely.
I collect film scores in like the scores
Oh,
and
that's sweet.
the
Which is
old.
which one's the most important one? The one you like the most in your collection? I know you
Man,
love them all, but like if you had to pick one,
I'm a human cliche. Of course, my one of my idols is of course John Williams,
John
Jerry
Williams.
Goldsmith. Yeah, those guys, the old school guys. But Hans Zimmer has changed the language of film score, I think.
Yeah, he's just so large scale. He's just so big. His score is gigantic.
Exactly. It's like watching, like seeing a massive building. Like it's
Yes,
a
yes.
whole new level of magnitude. So such a brilliant man. And you know, a guy I really love nowadays, Michael Giacchino.
Oh, yeah. I've seen so much of his work lately. The Batman, and he just made the new Marvel movie, I think.
Yeah, as a director, it's incredible.
Absolutely amazing. That guy is he's really good.
He knows, it's the real deal.
Yeah, his score for the I don't watch a lot of superhero movies, but his score for the Batman was amazing.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I actually love the most about the visuals are great, but the music, it, because like I'm always guessing because I never spoke to him, but
Yeah.
it's I, I would say the whole score has a relationship with the Nirvana song, something in the way.
Ah, it's something in the way, yeah. And
I
the
think
entire movie is just based off of it, and it just builds and builds and builds on top
right,
of it. Yeah,
right. So what a
amazing.
mind. Yeah.
And since we're talking about other films, can you tell me some of the films that inspired you to make this, or like some of the films you went back so while you were making this to take inspiration from?
Well, like radio movies, I always go to talk radio. I love,
Mm.
I love, I love the film. Um, I would say, like maybe the what made me think, okay, I can do this was a movie called Victoria. It's a real one shot, a 2 hour one shot German film.
Ah,
Uh, it's a really incredible film because I was watching it with my wife, and she didn't realize until the end that it was a continuous shot.
ah,
That's my favorite kind of one shot when you don't even realize it, because there's so much into the story. That one was
absolutely.
the one that technically I saw and really inspired me to try to. As for the other influences, I don't really know because, like yourself, we watch so many movies that we get something from this one, get something
Yeah,
from
it
that
just
one.
becomes a whole big junk of other movies, you don't realize.
Absolutely, absolutely. I guess that's a good thing. Like,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you never realize it, but inside, subconsciously, you pick up so many things and then you use it without even realizing.
of course,
Have you
and
seen?
also, tell me.
I was looking at the shot, and it really kind of the color schemes. It reminded me of the French movie Annette by Leos Carax. I don't know
Ah,
if you've seen
yes,
it.
I've seen it. I've seen it after I've shot this one.
Oh, okay. So no inspiration from that.
But no, 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 because it was actually it premiered after we shot this one.
Yeah, in Cannes.
But yes, yes, I believe chronologically, I think I'm. Yeah, but I really like the net. It's maybe not my favorite movie of his,
Ah,
but
yeah,
still never ceases to amaze me how a film like that, so free and so completely original, can be produced. Like his films are completely insane
insane. Yeah.
production wise, but
Uh,
he's a visionary. He's a visionary.
absolutely. My favorite film of
Have you?
his. Go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
go
No, no, go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to tell you about the sets for the Les Amants de Pont-Neuf, the lovers on the bridge.
The Lovers. I was gonna say that too. I was just gonna
Have
say
you
that.
seen the real set? Have you seen
I
the
was
movie
last
set?
year. Last year in December, I was in Paris and I crossed that exact bridge, and I was.
Okay, but do you know? Of course, you probably know that it wasn't shot on the bridge. They
Yeah, it
built
was a. It was a because in the
like
timeline, it wasn't the bridge. It wasn't. It was not there. So, but
yes.
yeah, absolutely
Can you
amazing.
imagine? Let's build a replica of Paris to shoot the film. Yeah,
I mean, only rich filmmakers, not us.
yeah, of course. But like, he's got that really cool. He's got like his own thing. I
Yeah,
wish I could talk to him at some point and meet.
I I
What?
tried I tried so hard to get an interview with him, but I got nowhere. He would do no interviews at all, and I tried so hard, man.
You'll do it.
Ah,
You,
if he makes another film, he rarely makes films, like after 12 years or something.
of course. The next one will come out in 12 years, definitely.
Yeah. So I think this is the end of my time. I had the best time talking to you right now, and
Oh, same thing.
this is the first time I felt
Cheers.
like I wasn't talking to like a filmmaker, but I was talking to a friend over lunch.
Man, that's what I've been realizing. Like films. This sounds like the typical thing one would say,
Yeah,
like in an interview, but it's. I think we both know this is the real thing, which is films connect people. People who
absolutely.
love film, they connect. They connect. It's like a secret brotherhood, sisterhood of
Yeah,
people. Like why do we love this so much? It's like
absolutely.
so it's always good for me to connect with somebody who I can see loves it as much as I
uh,
do.
absolutely. I would love to. I would love the opportunity to talk to you on your next project. Whenever it is. And once again, good luck for the Oscars. I hope you get nominated. I hope you win, and I hope to see you on
Thank
that
you so much.
stage and on the TV. If I see you, I'll be really happy.
Well, we'll talk if that ever happens. We'll talk again, but I'm
Uh,
sure we'll talk even if it doesn't happen. But
I'll
it would
follow
be
up, man.
really
I'll stalk you. I'll be sure to talk to you again. All right.
okay. Have a beautiful,
Have a
beautiful
good
Christmas.
day ahead.
Bye bye.
And how do you say good morning in the radio thing? Like you always say good morning in the
Ah,
radio.
bom dia.
Bon dia.
That's
All
right.
right. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Ciao ciao. Ciao ciao.